today just to talk about what is the impact of the COVID crisis on blockchain and cryptocurrencies in the fintech businesses. And for me, it's been quite an interesting period because I've been working in the fintech space for 18 months now, sort of since I left the formal corporate sector. And in very many ways, it's been business as usual for us. A number of fintechs work remotely. Binance, for example, we have staff in over 40 countries in the world. Every single staff member does work remotely. We employ 1,000 people now as of this week. And there are no set defined offices that people are going into to work to. Binance themselves actually are one of the fastest growing unicorns or companies. I think they're on the list for being the 11th fastest growing company ever in the history of all companies. So it's just, for me, has shown that perhaps there is a new type of way of working that can make organizations successful, where we don't necessarily need to be in front of each other. The other one with Binance is they're the largest cryptocurrency exchange in the world, and we didn't actually have offices here or people and what we call a fiat on-ramp here in South Africa, where you could directly buy and sell cryptocurrencies with rands. And we've been working on this for a few months, and we were ready to actually launch the day that South Africa went into lockdown for COVID. And there were big discussions to say, is this the right time for a company actually to be launching into a country with those open banking channels that we've got? And at one stage we thought perhaps we shouldn't launch and we should wait until after lockdown is finished. And then we said, well, actually, this is what cryptocurrencies are about. They're an industry that operates 24/7, 365. People work in a decentralized way. And for us to do something like this, we perhaps set an example to others to show that this is business as usual. And the markets and the cryptocurrency world do carry on regardless of what's going on around them sometimes. So I know, for example, a number of the banks have had some freezes during the lockdown period and that, but for our industry, it's very much been business as usual. And the interesting part I found is that because people have not been able to go out, they're probably working twice as hard, and as an organization, we're producing twice as much as what we normally produce during these lockdown periods. The other thing is that here in South Africa, there's something called the Intergovernmental Fintech Working Group, which historically was made up of National Treasury, the South African Reserve Bank, the Fiscus, the Financial Sector Conduct Authority, and the FIC, the Financial Intelligence Center. And recently the SARS and the Consumer Protection Group have joined. And this group is doing a lot of stuff in the fintech space, and they had a lot of initiatives planned during the month of April, including launching the regulatory sandbox, which they've done, and also the second one was to issue a cryptocurrency paper or regulatory paper around the way that what they call crypto asset service providers need to operate. And I know that governmental group also has just completely said, let's embrace the new way of working. We are supposed to be driving innovation and fintech adoption in South Africa. Let's lead by example and carry on. So they've had a number of remote presentations to people who are interested in this, and all their deadlines and timing and everything is actually carried on with initiatives that they've announced for the fintech community in South Africa. But they've done a very, very quick and good switch over to working remotely, if I can put it that way, from the SARB themselves. It's very much driven out of the SARB, which I think is very commendable. And then the last one is the South African National Blockchain Alliance, which is run by the Department of Science and Innovation under the CSIR. And they too had organized that they would have their official launch. I think it was scheduled for about the 30th or the 1st of April, 30th of April, 30th of March. And I was involved in some of the organization around that. And they too said, let's just carry on. We cannot let COVID impact us right now in terms of what we're trying to achieve in this space. So I think the message here is when Novia said to me, can you do a presentation on how COVID has impacted the cryptocurrency and blockchain industry? I want to remain humble when I say this, but in very many ways, it's been business as usual for many of the fintech businesses, as this way of working has sort of always been the modus operandi for them.